I was dealing with a recurrent pattern that I really had to face.
Basically everything was going on in my life that prompted me to do this workshop.
I was really kind of despairing because I've been repeating the same pattern again and again and again in my relationships, and even though I felt like I was having a lot of clarity, a lot of insight and making loads of progress, still I just had such a huge block, and I really kind of felt like I needed a miracle.
I realized a big part of my troubles maybe was related to sexuality, and it was very hard for me to move them from where they are, and they seemed very untouchable.
I took part in the workshop, and it just kind of brought everything that was happening in that time, the diving into Tantra, into my sexuality, and what was going on in my relationship. It kind of brought everything together. It was, in hindsight, the right thing at the right time.
This workshop is a field in which we can start to play a little bit, to give some space, to give some air to this area, so that it's no longer a life or death. I'm either going to get rejected or I'm going to succeed. And it starts to become an area where we can get some feedback, where we can really start to look at what it is that we're doing that's bringing in what it's bringing in.
I think the workshop is for pretty much anyone who isn't satisfied with where they're going in their relationships.
To dive deeper and take a more concentrated look at this one specific area of their spiritual development.
I would definitely recommend this workshop for anyone that feels they have a frustration in relationship, that feel like they have this recurring pattern.
So what we don't realize is that we are selling a product, and this product has very little to do with who we really are. This product is mostly what it was we wish that we were, and what we desperately wish that the other would see us as. And when we sell this product, even if we're completely unaware of it, there is a certain buyer for the product. And this relationship, again, has very little to do with who we really are and what we really have to offer. And of course, a relationship that starts from this point is often really uncomfortable. One of the things that this work offers is an opportunity for us to understand more about our mechanism. What is this system? What is this thing that we're selling to the other? What is the promise that we're making? That I'm going to be the nicest, that I'm going to be the most fun, that there's going to be super adventure, wonder times with me. What is it that I'm actually unconsciously, largely, promising that I'm going to deliver that I usually can't deliver at all?
For me, the workshop, it felt like it finally connected many dots that I had been trying to connect myself, but not quite there fully.
Be ready for everything, like be ready to face like something of yourself that you're not familiar with, and then like come out really clear, like come out lighter, because all these things that pull us down will be dealt with a little bit. They don't disappear all of a sudden, but it's a very, very good start. So be prepared for something quite unexpected that you don't know that lives within you.
I would say this is a very direct experience of a meeting with other people, but also mostly with yourself, at least in my case.
We're cultivating a really deep connection. This group work is very special. We use the energy of the group, in this case, in a very constructive way. The group acts like extensions of our bodies that can help us to see our blind spots, that can help us to see what we can't see, that can give us really powerful, constructive feedback to help us get a clearer picture of who we are. And in doing that for one another, a lot of intimacy is developed.
There were many big clarities coming, but I think the biggest one was in the way that I relate to the feminine. For me personally, that was a big revelation.
I realized that even though consciously, what I really wanted was intimacy and connection and deep revelation. What I actually wanted and what I was putting out, was a no. It was that actually I'm really terrified of all those things that I want.
My relationship is very much an expression of my own inner masculine and inner feminine and some of the dynamics of my own psyche expressed outwardly, which sounds very deep, but is seemingly exactly how it works. So that was a deep insight, not because I had understood that intellectually, but to have like a grounded experience of that and to actually like see it and connect to it was incredible for me.
It was like seeds that were planted that during the workshop, that even after the workshop took place, and it's still, okay, I'm still realizing things that kind of started then that I'm realizing now.
What we don't realize is that the sexual energy is the basic energy of the being. It's the energy that fuels everything that we do. It's just that it is converted into different frequencies. And so when our sexual energy is blocked, basically our whole lives are blocked. And when our sexual energy starts to be freed up again and we get life back in our bodies, we won't just get sexual benefits. We'll get sexual benefits, but not just. Everything is affected. We get more willpower, we get more capacity to love, we get more intuition, we get more intelligence, we get more focus, more clarity, more presence. All of the faculties of the being are dependent on this, like as if it were gasoline. And once that gasoline is in the tank and flowing, then our whole lives can flow in a much better way.
I am so grateful. I really feel like I've been looking for this workshop for years. And Laura had this amazing way to connect many different schools of thought and many different aspects in me, in my relationships, and how I perceive the outer world. She had this way to connect it all through this work. And I left feeling very triumphant.
My view is that Laura is absolutely in her dharma with this work, and that she brings her heart to this work. She brings all of who she is to this work, and it's based on like really, really deep applied study and practice of the concepts that she's sharing with others.
She has a lot of power, a lot of insight, and she really has so much energy that really just pushes everything out, and there's so much motivation behind her, and then you become motivated yourself to do things.
It really blew my mind, and it really changed the way that I'm looking at relationships right now, and opened the door to how to get to where I want to go.
Just that I'm extremely grateful, because I really felt like I was suffocating and kind of drowning and getting completely lost. And I'm so grateful for the clarity and for the amazing work that Laura does.
I had breakthroughs that were way beyond anything I would have expected. And I don't say that lightly at all. I say that with something that really means something to me. Like I really received a lot.